What's good? Back with another video, man. We are currently 3 days out from Christmas, hence is why I got this hat on my head. And I decided to come and give y'all probably last video of this year before the new year. I know it's been like 3-4 months since y'all seen me, but I just kind of wanted to get on here and rant because we're going into a new year. And this year has came with a lot of trials, tribulations, and lessons. You know, we usually talk about different stuff on here, but I feel like this is just a good conclusion to the year type video. Ain't gonna be too long, but I just want to kind of rant a little bit and kind of just talk to y'all a little bit as like the last video for the end of the year. You know, this year was a hard year for me because I was going through a lot of different stuff. As far as like job situation, being unemployed for a little bit, and then losing my granny on Cinco de Mayo, which was hard, especially because of the way it happened, like getting a phone call from my mom and, you know, hearing her cry the way she cried, I had never heard before in my life. So like as soon as I heard her voice on the call, like my heart just dropped. And then, you know, I had to rush over to my granny house because she found her just dead there. And, you know, I saw her body, you know, in her apartment that I stayed in for, you know, a spurt of time when I was younger. And all I could think about was just like the memories that I've had there playing dominoes with her, but then just seeing her body like that and knowing that she wasn't asleep, but she was just dead. And just seeing my mom crying, like laying over her body like that, it was like real traumatizing to me. Cause I've been through a lot of like different stuff throughout my life growing up, but I feel like in recent times, like it's been years since I've been through something that was just so traumatic to me. So that happened, and then I ended up, you know, getting into a relationship for the first time in a very long time. And I felt like it came at the perfect time, honestly, just because of me being in such a dark place that I was in. I started working out a lot more consistently too, because I felt like I had so much stuff going on in my mind, just so much frustration. And I felt like I could have crashed out at any moment, any given day. So I started working out, and then meeting my girlfriend like kind of helped out because it gave me, you know, a sense of positivity, you know, optimism, instead of a lot of just negative stuff going on around me. And then, you know, a little bit more past halfway through the year, you know, stuff started to go a little better for me. Like better stuff started happening, good things started happening. My mindset started to change, and here we are going into the new year, and you know, everything is just looking up. I'm gonna start the new year working, you know, a new job. That's something that's gonna be like they say like big boy job, big girl job. It's gonna be like one of them big boy jobs. So I got like a good career job that I'm gonna be starting at the start of the new year. So, you know, all things that were bad, you know, they ended up fading away, and, you know, it got better at the end. So, you know, I just wanted to come on here and just share that with y'all, because it's just like, shit, we all go through different trials and tribulations. We go through our storms, but it's always light at the end, you know. And I say that too just because I know a lot of us, you know, we portray certain things, or we just pretend that everything is okay online and Instagram and shit. But, you know, in reality, you know, we all go through some type of hardship. We all, you know, get on our ass and we go through some shit, and, you know, we got to stay down. You got to stay persistent. It's different if you was just going through something because you lazy or you a bum or something like that. But it hit different when you actually applying yourself and you actually doing stuff the right way, you feel like, and then ain't nothing working out in your favor, but you just keep going and you keep showing up, and then you eventually, you know, see something good happen for you. And that just comes too with just knowing where we live at, man. Like, our country's so messed up that, you know, it's hard on everybody. And, you know, some people got it figured out right now. They just, you know, that's how their life is written. That's how their story is supposed to pan out. They just got it figured out before you did, but that don't mean that you can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So, just some words of encouragement to anybody that's out there that watch my videos, or my friends, anything that may be going through something and don't share it. Cause I didn't even really share like what I was going through throughout this year with nobody, like just as far as like I said, my job situation, even though I was like doing little stuff like subbing and, you know, finding little ways to hustle here and there while I was trying to find something more stable and long term. You know, that can weigh down on your spirits and your mindset. Fell out with a couple people that I didn't expect to, you know, just all kind of things. And then, you know, somebody that was so prevalent in who you are today, who basically raised you. I stayed with my granny for years growing up before I moved back with my mom. So she shaped the way I am as far as my toughness and, you know, my common sense, my street smarts, just a lot of things that I have instilled in me that, you know, that come from her. My toughness, me not playing. Like, I always been real short tempered as far as just like crashing out, just like the littlest things making me mad, or not being, you know, scared of people being no punk. Like, I ain't never let nobody punk me. And my brothers were a big part of that, but my granny really shaped all three of us and made us kind of tough how we are. You know, she gave us a lot of tough love. So losing her and seeing it firsthand, being in it and experiencing that, on top of seeing my mama the way she did, you know, that broke me for really even still to this day. Like, I still hear her voice to this day. Like, I have flashbacks of that day. But, you know, being prayed up and, you know, doing little stuff to finding hobbies to keep my mind off of it is really what brought me where I am today. So yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here and just kind of let y'all know what I've been going through, but let y'all know that the next year coming is going to be a year that I'm going to try to apply myself as far as being better with my content. And that is partly because I have upgraded a lot of the stuff that I kind of use. Like, I'm still going to be using my phone and stuff to make videos, but I got a PC now, so streams are going to be better because now I can desktop stream, react to stuff, just get on there and chill, talk to y'all. So if y'all don't follow me on Twitch already, go follow me, Neiman TV. I'm going to be streaming. I'm just waiting to get a couple more things. Honestly, I can start now, but like, my audio is not the best because of my headset that I've been having for like years. It connects to my PC like Bluetooth, but the audio is trash. So I don't really want to get on there and, you know, everything else is perfect, but I don't want my audio to be so bad. So once I get a mic, I want to get a stream deck too, and a couple more things. Excuse me. I'm gonna start streaming again, and try to do that at least twice a week for real, and then do like one video a week on YouTube, just about, you know, our usual stuff like sports or just whatever that may be on my mind, and get more consistent with the YouTube. I feel like my purpose kind of this year is to make my channel centered around it being a safe space for, you know, it to be like a family oriented, you know, thing where, you know, everybody can feel like, you know, we can relate to each other and, you know, just be a family oriented channel. So I don't want to sugarcoat stuff. I ain't gonna put my whole life on here, you know what I'm saying? But I will, you know, share experiences, ups and downs, and try to give my advice on kind of how I got through something, or just try to be, you know, a safe haven for if you going through something, or if you need some type of words of encouragement, if you need something to make you feel like, you know, it ain't just you going through something so you can stay a little bit more patient. I kind of want to be that because I know we get caught up a lot of times in looking at where our friends are, or people that we knew growing up, where they at, or just seeing people in general at your age or younger doing better than what you're doing, and you feel like you a slouch or you a mess up, but you ain't really even scratched the surface of your potential yet. You just gotta wait your time, and gotta start changing our mindset too, man. I see, this whole F the streets movement, that it ain't even really a movement. It was just something that 21 Savage said, and now like the whole black community is kind of like going back and forth about it. And I'm touching on this because I just said like your mindset and perspective is big on how your everyday life go. We get overly consumed in stuff that don't really mean nothing to us for real, especially coming from millionaires like them. Like they already in position and been in position to be thinking about stuff that don't even relate to this, like the streets and all that. That shouldn't even be a topic. Like, I feel like once you become somebody like a 21 Savage, like you shouldn't even, if you coming from this stance like that, you shouldn't even be rapping about it in your songs. Like your actions and the way you move should be how you portray it. Just like Gunna, for instance. Gunna found himself in a situation where he wasn't really a street dude for real, but he was good at what he did musically, and he got his opportunity from a group of people or individuals who was tied up in that lifestyle. So eventually, you start to become a product of who you hang around to a certain extent. And even though he didn't do nothing for real, he was caught up in that situation, and then he got out on his plea, changed himself around, but you still got these same dudes, saying slick stuff, hating on you, and then his whole music changed. Gunna's still Gunna as far as his sound and his flow, but the stuff he talk about is a lot different than with the thugs and all them. Like, your mindset got to be in a completely different place, bro. If you a millionaire or something, you shouldn't be on social media platforms talking about small-minded stuff. Your focus should be on how you gonna make more money today, or how you gonna get more assets. How can you put your community on to assets? Because we so set back and oppressed as black people anyway. Why are you sitting on here on Instagram talking about, yeah, man, F the streets, and we need to do this, that, and the third? And then you got people like Blueface who coming on and opposing it, and you starting the wrong type of conversation, making that go viral. Why don't you make assets, how to acquire assets go viral? Why don't you, make certain things? Because your type of power in your platform that you have. So why not talk about certain things or shed light on certain things that'll get our people as black people talking about something different and more productive? Because we always look at different demographics and we be like, damn, why can't we be like them? Because we too ignorant, whoop-de-whoop. But we sit here and we allow these people who we listen to and we consume to spark the conversations. And whether you indulge on it is on you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't 100%, just what they say goes. But like I said, at the same time, it's a choice of what you consume and what you don't consume. And I just feel like, I started to consume different stuff. Like, I don't listen to a lot of the same music. I started making certain changes because, a lot of the stuff that we consume on a daily unintentionally shapes our mindset and shape the way we go about stuff. So I just want to let y'all know that so y'all can start thinking about it and being intentional, so y'all can start changing the way you do certain things, because you start to see positive results. Don't stop putting certain things in your algorithm, because stuff like that, people like that shouldn't be in your algorithm. I started to unfollow a lot of different pages and stuff because the stuff you see continuously shapes the way you think, your mood, and your mindset. So I started putting more successful people in my algorithm. I started following people who was talking about certain things like investments, stocks, trading. That's the type of stuff I like seeing on my timeline now, especially with the economy being as hard as it is and as bad as it is. Like, that's the type of stuff I want to consume. So I just really brought that was just an example, that whole little thing right there. Just to let y'all know, as far as like what we consuming out here, man, we got to stop consuming certain things. And I just wish that, rappers would stop doing it. Like, I know we got like the J. Cole's and stuff like that, but he pretty much MIA. And I know it's hard because if you try to speak on stuff, people will laugh at you and clown you. Nobody really want to listen, but I feel like if you stay consistent in your message, people eventually start to come around. So I just wish more like the G Herbos and stuff like that, the people that these YNs listen to would start doing, especially YB, because, you know, I've seen it firsthand being a substitute teacher. Like, these kids got it all the way wrong. Like, they so tied up and living a certain type of lifestyle that they don't have to live, and they do dumb shit all the time. And it's frustrating because it's like, bro, you are from a nice neighborhood of 500,000 and up dollar homes, and you come to school and you act like you from Oak Cliff or you go to Skyline or something. You know what I'm saying? But you in Mesquite ISD. It'd be kind of stuff. It'd be stuff like that. And I'm like, granted, I don't know your situation at home and your family, but for you to be coming here, you obviously well fed. You got on some nice shoes. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got on everything you need. And your main focus is to try and portray a certain way or pretend a certain image that ain't gonna do you no good but put you in jail or put you in a grave. And, you know, I was at the state games the other day, and there was fights breaking out and all kind of stuff. So I just be like, man, we kind of be doing ourselves so bad. We got to start changing the way we think. Like, it's going to be 2026, and we already behind the curve because of how they did us, starting from slavery all the way up until now. They don't never want us to be successful. You know, I just started thinking about shit like that. I'm like, man, I want to see more like of our young people getting back on track. And, you know, I want to see Black Wall Streets. Like, I just want to see different type of stuff for us. I get tired of seeing us put in the light of drug dealers or, you know, YNs. Like, I hate that shit, bro. I hate it. But yeah, man, New Year, I got a lot of new goals for myself as far, and I never really was the New Year's resolution type of person, but I always kind of wanted to start the year off on a good note. But I feel like this is like the first time for real that my year is set up to start in the upward trajectory as far as, you know, turning things around. Like, cause I had never went through probably a year as rough as this. I ain't gonna say never, but like, this is the first time like in my adult years that I went through a year that was as rough as this was. And then going into the new year, my new year is going to be on the upward trajectory. So, yeah, man, I just really want to tap in with y'all and kind of ramble a little bit, just let y'all see face and let y'all know that I still plan on, you know, coming and doing my content on YouTube and stuff. Been gone for a few months, and it don't make it no better that my Cowboys was just up and down this season, but we got a lot of potential, man, for next year. So, you know, hopefully next year is better. But I just wanted to come out here and get a video out, man, and just let y'all know that I'm still here. I'm still gonna be doing YouTube, man. Just like I said, I went through a rough year, and then obviously putting on a good poker face that I put on. Like, a lot of people wouldn't even know that I was going through stuff, and I really didn't even go into detail on here about what I went through this year for real. I just gave y'all a little bit, but just going to show, like, a lot of y'all that follow me on my regular social media would think that everything is cool, but you know, this year was a hard year for me, but I always been strong and tough. Like I said, I get that from my granny and my brothers in part. But, you know, you never know what somebody going through, man. There's a lot of stuff that went on this year, too, that show you that, like, the mental health thing is like, really serious. And I never really try to, you know, lean too much into that, because I know that, like, my trauma and past things that I went through is, you know, indicative to the way I am as a person. But I feel like my growth and my experiences in life have allowed me to be able to recognize that. And I keep that in mind as I try to better myself, so I don't really get too down on that for real. But I kind of want to let y'all know that too, and just kind of give y'all, you know, my jewels and gems, and let y'all kind of pick my brain a little bit, just me talking to y'all, so y'all can kind of get, you know, in a better space, because I want to be able to help people the best way I can before I'm just in position to really, you know, do things, you know, of a certain type of magnitude to help more. So, yeah, man, I hope y'all have a good holidays with y'all family. I hope Christmas is good to y'all. Even if it's not, bro, it's just a man-made holiday. Just take time to, and if you don't have family, or if you do have family, enjoy it with your family. If you don't have family, just, you know, find time in that day to make yourself feel appreciated. Make yourself feel like you love yourself. And, you know, don't let the spirit of the holiday bring you down, but, you know, lift yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You know, we ain't always got to be down on ourselves because of these man-made holidays. You know, put yourself in position to know that everything is going to be all right, and that, you know, a new year is coming. So try to gear your mind towards, you know, being in a better position, man. But that's going to be it for this video, man. Like I say, I appreciate y'all for watching. If you tuning in, it's been a minute, man. But if you watch this video, man, I appreciate you for watching. It's been your boy. I'm gone.